studying in school, during our school days, I had never heard about consulting as a career option. How did you like consulting and why did you choose consulting?
Okay, so for me also, I never heard the term consulting in school or even in engineering also, right? But we do a lot of consulting in our day-to-day life. It's a very, very simple term. Whether the profession is simple or not, let us have a quick discussion. Consulting is a process in which you are actually helping somebody take a decision. That's it. You cannot tell them a decision, that's not consulting. Like your parents telling you that I want you to go for engineering. That is an instruction. But if your parents are sitting across with you, going through the logic with you, saying that these are the various options, this is the advantage and disadvantage of engineering versus law versus medicine, and both of you together have a very healthy conversation, and then you jointly take a decision and you help a person take a decision, that is consulting. It is as simple as that.
Okay.
Then you can take consulting into multiple levels, right? You can help somebody to select a chair. It is consulting. I am consulting with you to select a chair. Or you can help them develop the strategy to market Sacred Heart School, right? You can develop the strategy to decide what subjects and how do you want to hire teachers. It is HR consulting. Or the strategy of what subjects and how do you, the way you conduct a course. It's a strategy. Or what should be the overall positioning of Sacred Heart? Should it be an English medium school? Should it mix Malayalam medium? Should you take it to a next level, higher level or lower level? It is a school level strategy, right? You can even do a country level strategy. So we have done projects in what should be the strategy for Saudi Arabia as a country? Or what is the strategy for transportation in Saudi Arabia? The whole transportation, right? So consulting is helping people take a decision.
True.
You cannot give an instruction to anybody, that is not consulting. Consulting is helping somebody take a decision. It's as simple as that.
What are the skill sets required for a very successful consultant or to be an effective consultant? What are the skill sets required?
That's a very interesting question, and I have to summarize it based on my 22 years of experience of doing consulting. The skill sets of consulting is actually in contradiction. It is really in contradiction. I don't think there's any other profession that has a skill sets required which contradicts each other, right? The basic skill sets is that you need to be able to analyze, you need to be very intelligent, you need to be smart, because people are coming to you for advice. So they will come to you if they think that you are better than the people whom I can go to. So they have to at least, whether you are or not, separate issue, but they have to at least appreciate that you are one of the better persons, so that I go for advice, right? Structured communication is very important, right? Because a good consultants will be discussing at the highest level. We will be talking to the rulers of countries or ministers or CEOs or board members, and you may be taking a decision about what should Dubai do as a country, or what should we do with Air India. We want to privatize Air India. You are taking that type of decisions and you are talking to a minister. But even for a decision to privatize Air India and your discussion with the minister, you will get only 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, right? So in 30 minutes, you are summarizing a study that you have done over 3-4 months. You have come up with a recommendation on what to do with Air India, but you have studied for 4 months, but you have to convince the minister in 15, 20 minutes. You see? So the structured communication is as important as the analysis that you have done, right? There itself there is a contradiction, because we have a tendency to present what we have analyzed, and if you try to present everything that you have analyzed, the other person doesn't understand anything.
True.
Right? And what is more important in a consulting engagement is not what you analyzed, it is what the other person got out of the conversation. So your analysis is irrelevant if that has not got to the person who is receiving it. You see the contradiction, right? Right. Then, when you are acknowledged as somebody very intelligent, very smart, you tend to become very arrogant. When you are arrogant, you become very self-centered. When you are very self-centered, you expect people to just listen to you, versus helping them take a decision.
Understand.
Right? So that is where the contradiction comes in, right? I don't hire IIT, we only hire from IITs and IIMs in India for now, right? But if somebody tells me I was an IIT topper and IIM topper, I don't hire him at all. I don't, because I'm making an assumption which I think may be wrong, that he is very intelligent, very smart, but he may not be a good team player. He was more happier to elevate himself to become the class topper, not about teaching people, educating people and things like that, right? Another very important quality of a consultant is you should be willing to accept mistakes very, very, very easily, right? Which is again in contradiction with very intelligent people. See, very intelligent people, they don't make mistakes. So the whole world has told them that you are very intelligent, you are a class topper, IIT, IIM topper, and very rarely somebody has told you you have made a mistake. But now let me give you one or two examples and you will understand how ridiculous it is. So you bring in all these very intelligent people who has never been proven wrong. You are making a presentation to Air India board, and during the presentation you realize that your slide has a mistake. Real situation. I am telling you, 90% of the consultants will have a tendency to hide the mistake. Because he is intelligent, arrogant, IIT, IIM topper. But look at what you are doing. Just for your self ego, you collected 10, 15, 20 crore rupees to make a recommendation. In the process of making a recommendation, you found out you made a mistake. Instead of immediately admitting the mistake, you tend to hide it. This is what significant majority of the consultants do. You see? So, if you look at the profession of consulting and what is required, it is everything is in contradiction, right? You look for successful self-centered people, but self-centered people they don't worry about the other side, they worry about their own image, how the market is perceiving them. It is more self-centric versus the benefit a receiving party gets. That is exactly why 90% of the consultants hide a mistake. If you are a genuine consultant, the moment you see a mistake, you should forget everything and say, oh shit, I made a mistake. But how many people will do that? Even during interviews, when we hire people for consulting, I do have a set of questions by which I will force you to make a mistake. 70 to 80% of the people, when they make a mistake, they try to justify why they made a mistake. I did not, learn finance, that I did not refresh my basics on this topic before coming here and all of that. 5% of them, so 90% is trying to cover up. 5% of them feel bad about making a mistake. They don't try to cover up, they say, I'm sorry. But they still wish that this question was not asked. There are only maximum 5% of the people, they are happy to have learned something. Those are the right consultants.
Okay.
You see? So, for me it is extremely clear on what is required to become a good consultant. It is a set of very contradictory requirements, but if you are able to be genuinely a trusted person and wishing well for the person that is taking your advice, you will be a good consultant, but it's very rare. Yeah.
So, in comparison to other prominent professions which students go for, how do you place consultancy in terms of career path, in terms of success, in terms of in other words, how many what percentage of consultants make it big?
Okay, here I have to give an answer which many people may disagree. I don't believe there is any profession is better than any other profession. I don't think so.
Okay.
You cannot say investment banking or consulting or a doctor or an engineer or an economist is better. Completely wrong statement. What is important is that you have to be good in what you are, because let us say you say doctor is a better profession. There are bad doctors and good doctors, and for some reason you say economics is below doctor, right? But do you want to be a bad doctor or a good economist? The answer is very simple, right? So the right answer for all of us or students is, there is not a single profession that is good or bad. You need to be good in your profession. And tell me one profession that is not good if you are good at it. Now we talked about compensation. A good economist always makes more money than a bad doctor. You see, so the people who are getting highly paid is not dependent on the profession, because there are people who are doctors who makes a lot of money and makes nothing, right? There are teachers who makes high amount, because if you are very good, you go to good schools and the salary is higher, and you will be teaching at a different level, and the salary of teachers also will be the same as the doctor. Sometimes people say teacher is not as good as doctor. Completely wrong. So the point is, the compensation, the profession is all related to being good in what you are versus selecting the profession. And this may sound a bit contradictory to the parents and the students, saying that they always have a view that this profession is better than another profession. I have seen thousands and thousands of people, and the people who are good in their work. It has nothing to do with the profession they have selected. Now, the point during education is that you have to understand what you are passionate about. Because if you have to be good in something, you need to be passionate about it. That is similar to the Three Idiots movie. It's quite a famous movie, right?
Yeah.
If your passion is about photography, you have to do photography. Because how will you be good in something? You will be good in something if you are passionate.
Yeah.
Why is somebody always playing video games? Or why is somebody always playing badminton? Because he's passionate about badminton. So you have to pick a profession that you are passionate about. Don't pick it because it makes more money. You see the logic I am saying?
I understand.
There is no profession which is good or bad. You have to be good in the profession that you select. If you want to be good in the profession that you select, you need to be passionate about that profession. So the point is, pick what you are passionate about and go with it.
Great.
Now, I can add one more answer to that.
Yes.
Sometimes you will not get something that you are passionate about. People will say, Thomas, then what do you do? Very simple answer. You just get passionate about what comes to you. I'm really telling you. It's very simple, right? I have people in consulting saying that somebody says, I only want to do consulting in telecoms. I only want to do consulting in energy because I am passionate about energy, I am passionate about telecoms. And I put the guy in healthcare, he will not do project in it because he's already saying that I'm not passionate about healthcare, I'm passionate about telecoms, I'm doing something that I don't like. Now, I already said that everything is equally important. Why are you not passionate about healthcare? What is so special about telecoms? It's just because you understand telecoms, right? We get passionate about something when you know it, right? I don't know whether I'm taking a lot of time explaining this, but maybe it is important.
Very, very important.
Take a sports. I'll use sports to explain this, how you select your profession. When I was a kid, I was from a village, Edathua. There is no way you can play badminton because there is no court to play badminton. So I used to run, right? And I was very passionate. I'm very passionate in what I do. So I used to be the sprint relay champion and all of that. I mentioned that, right? When I went to engineering college, they had proper badminton courts. I started playing badminton. I used to be the champion in engineering college for badminton. But when I did not know badminton, I said badminton is not good. I will never forget that when I used to see people playing golf, I used to think this is ridiculous. This is crap. When you whack a ball and you walk for 1 or 2 kilometers and then whack another ball, right? I felt that how can ever anybody be passionate about this golf, right? As a part of the job, I had to start playing golf because if you want to get undivided attention from very, very senior people, like a minister, they like to come to golf, and in golf you cannot have anybody else next to you. You have to leave your phone and you have to walk and you get to talk to them. So I started going for golf, even though I hated golf, but I get time to spend with very, very senior people, and you get 2, 3, 4 hours and you can talk to them. But I realized that I don't think there's any other game like golf that you are in full control. The outcome doesn't depend on your opponent. And that game really becomes very, very interesting because when you're running or playing badminton, the outcome of your performance is measured against somebody else. But you can play golf on your own. You can play it on your own, and you start playing it. I became very, very passionate about golf. The point I'm trying to make is that if you like or you dislike something, or if you're passionate and not passionate about something, it is because you don't know it. Now, if you agree that as a concept, if you disagree, then my argument fails. But if you agree that as a concept, I wanted to become a doctor and I did not want to become a lawyer. it is because you never analyzed what a lawyer does. But if you say that I became a lawyer, you just analyze what is a law all about, and you will get passionate about it. So at the end of it, it is not about selecting a career or a profession. It is about being very genuine and passionate about what comes to you.